Number one is to add up. To add up. Take a look at this sentence. Her story didn't add up. I think she's lying. What do you think this phrasal verb means? Instead of me directly telling you right away the meaning of the phrasal verb, I want you to guess based on the sentence. That's what we're going to be doing for all 50 of these phrasal verbs. So it's kind of like a 50 question test, hopefully a fun test. What do you think add up means here? Her story didn't add up. I think she's lying. This means it didn't make sense. Something about it seemed not logical or strange. It didn't add up. We usually use this phrasal verb in a negative sentence, so that's what's happening here. Her story did not add up. If you are a student and you go to your teacher and say, I'm sorry, I don't have my homework finished because last night I got into a car wreck and I had to go visit my grandmother in the hospital, and then I had my dog and my dog was eating my homework. This story seems a little bit unbelievable, so the teacher might think, your story doesn't add up. I think you're lying. You just didn't do your homework. So here the story doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It doesn't add up. Let's go to number two. To back somebody up. Take a look at this sentence. My parents backed me up when I decided to apply for graduate school. My parents backed me up. What do you think this means? My back backed me up. We can imagine your back, the part of your body, it gives you support. You can't sit up or stand up or do much without your back. So when you back someone up, you give them support. My parents supported me when I decided to apply for graduate school. This is a great example of how a phrasal verb can directly replace another, maybe more textbook word. It's not wrong to say, my parents supported me, but it's even better to say my parents backed me up when I decided to apply for graduate school. Phrasal verbs will just make you sound more comfortable and like you know what you're saying. Let's take a look at a similar expression. It's kind of a bonus tip that I'd like to add. What if I said to you, I've got your back? I've got your back. Can you guess what this means? This isn't a phrasal verb, it's just a bonus phrase that is kind of similar to this phrasal verb. It means I will support you. I am supporting you all the way. I got your back. We often use this when we want to give encouragement to someone. So if your friend is maybe going to do something a little bit risky, well, you can say, I will support you no matter what. I got your back. Great, wonderful phrase to use. Let's go on to our next phrasal verb. To blow up. Take a look at this sentence. When I told her I couldn't come to her party, she blew up. This is the past tense. This is an irregular past tense verb. She blew up. Do you think she's really happy? No. Instead, if this is to become suddenly angry, she blew up. So if this is part of your personality to easily blow up, maybe there's some deep breaths you can take. Clear your mind a bit. If you are easily angry, well, maybe you easily blow up. We need to calm down a bit. All right, let's go to our next one. To bring on something. To bring on something. 50 new phrasal verbs? Yeah, bring it on. Can you tell by my facial expression? It's not like the previous one. I'm not blowing up. I'm not angry. Instead, I am excited about accepting some kind of challenge with confidence. Yes, 50 new phrasal verbs. I can do it. Bring it on. We often use this to give encouragement to ourselves. If you are faced with some kind of challenge and you want to really encourage yourself, you could say, all right, bring it on. I can do it. To bring up. You shouldn't bring up politics in this house unless you're ready for a long discussion. You shouldn't bring up politics. This means you shouldn't mention politics in conversation unless you want a long discussion, because people here are quite passionate about politics. To bring up something. What's something that you shouldn't bring up in your country? What is a topic that you should maybe avoid in your country? If you'd like to check out some common taboo questions in English, and especially in the US, that you should avoid, check out this video that I made up here. It will help you know which topics you shouldn't bring up unless you want to have a long discussion. To call off. Instead of calling off the wedding, the couple decided to elope. Probably last year, if you tried to get married in your country, it might have been a little difficult because you couldn't have big weddings. Very unfortunate for a lot of people who wanted to get married last year and probably continuing this year too. So, what's your other choice? Well, you could call off the wedding or you could elope. What do you think this phrasal verb means, to call off the wedding? It just means to cancel the wedding. We're going to cancel the wedding? Well, maybe you still want to get married, so you could elope. If you watched one of my previous videos about 10 funny jokes in English, we talked about this word elope. It means to run away with your lover to get married, maybe in some courthouse or maybe in a nice destination, but it's just the two of you. You are eloping. So you could call off your wedding, you could cancel the wedding, or you could elope. To calm down. When I have a stressful day, I like to calm down by taking a nice long walk outside. Maybe you feel the same way. When you take a long walk outside, it helps you to calm down. This phrasal verb means to relax, to calm down. To catch up, to catch up. I met my friend for lunch to catch up because we haven't seen each other in a long time. Am I running after my friend and catching her? No. Take a look at this other question. Want to meet for coffee and catch up? Want to meet for coffee and catch up? We're not running. I'm not inviting you to have a race. Instead, this means that you are meeting with someone who you haven't seen for a while. You want to find out what has been happening in their life recently. You want to catch up. Sometimes we say catch up on what's happening in your life. Yeah, I want to catch up on what's happening, so tell me all about it. To catch up on. To check in. Look at this sentence. I went to the hotel to check in while my husband parked the car. To check in. What am I doing in the hotel? Check, check, check. No, this just means that you're registering at a hotel. You're telling them, hey, I'm here, and they write in the computer, all right, Vanessa is here. Here's your keys. This process is called checking in. To check out. To check out could have the opposite meaning. When you leave the hotel, you check out. You give them back the keys and you say, I'm done, I'm leaving, thank you so much. But I'd like to give you another meaning. What if you saw this sentence? I'm excited to check out the new park in my city. To check out the new park. Or what if I just said, check it out? Oh, what do you think this means? This means to see something or to try something. I can't wait to see the new park in my city. I can't wait to check out the new park in my city. Walk all around, see what's going on. Great, you're checking it out. We sometimes use this phrase all by itself. Check it out. And this just means, look at this. Check it out. I can't believe that my son finished a 100-piece puzzle by himself. Check it out. Look at this. It's kind of an expression of surprise and amazement. Wow, check it out. To chip in. I couldn't go to the party, but I still wanted to chip in for a gift. I want to help participate in something. It might be with money or with your energy and time. Take a look at this. My son likes to chip in and help me with the garden. He's giving his time and energy, digging and weeding and helping me with the garden. He's not giving me money. He's not participating by giving money. Instead, it's his time. So if you can't go to a party, but you want to help pay for a special present, you could give some money to your friend and say, here's some money because I want to chip in for the present. And they will use that money to help pay for the present. It's a great phrasal verb. To close down. To close down. This is different than to close. Take a look at this. Because of construction, they closed down 2 lanes of the highway. They closed down 2 lanes of the highway. Or during the pandemic, a lot of restaurants closed down. Can you get the sense of this phrasal verb? It means that they closed completely, sometimes forever. So the highway, they completely closed 2 lanes because they were doing construction, or for the businesses, they closed forever because of the pandemic. It's a very unfortunate situation. To come down with something. I'm not feeling so well. I think I'm coming down with something. Can you guess that this means to start to feel sick, to come down with something? We use this for not serious sicknesses. For example, maybe you have a cold. Maybe you have a sore throat. Maybe you even have the flu, but it's not something so serious. You might use this as an excuse. Sorry, I can't come to your party. I think I'm coming down with something. We often use something with this phrasal verb because at the beginning of a sickness, you might not know what it is. But you could say, sorry, I think I'm coming down with a cold. You could be specific if you know, or I think I'm coming down with the flu. I should stay away from people for a few days. To